I am Thato Lucretia Selei. Currently here, I am from Special Olympics Botswana as a sibling. So I have a younger sister. She's 3 years my junior, and growing up, it took a while for myself, the rest of my family, and the community at large to understand people with intellectual disabilities, because my sister, she communicates well, she engages well. So the IDD became apparent when she started primary school. Her writing was not so good. She had what we call dyslexia. So that's when we became aware of that she might be different than the rest of us. Luckily for us, my mom and my older sister, they might know more of this, but I just know that at some point during her journey from that being discovered, she was able to get help. One teacher was able to say, no, she's different. There's a school that offers, there's a unified school that she can transfer to so that she can train and learn with others with similar disabilities and where they are catered for effectively. And from that unified school, she was able to then transfer on to another more special school that's solely focused on children and people with disabilities and training them and making them ready for society. So I would say my sister was highly blessed and fortunate to have, you know, that one teacher back then who just noticed and then it just escalated from there, because it's quite disheartening to know that a lot of people and children with IDD, society tends to treat them as social recluse. We just want to close them away in the house, so don't go out, don't do this, you'll embarrass us. And it doesn't help that, at least from my country or the African continent at large, we tend to have this prejudice and bias that says, oh no, it must be witchcraft. Why is she different? Why can she talk properly? Why can she communicate well? Why can she write? You know, so it's really disheartening, and sometimes I get quite frustrated when I have to fight against such biases and insensitivity. And a huge part of me growing up, I found that maybe I was doing it subconsciously. I would want to protect my sister more than I would want to push out into the world. So sadly, we find that we are doing the very thing we don't like being done. I would prefer she stays at home because she's safer at home. There's no one who can take advantage of her or trick her, you know, because our society is so dangerous. For me, just me who can deduce, and so for her and others, you wonder, someone can just say, yeah, get into the car, let's go. And they wouldn't deduce that this could be dangerous. So that has been a challenge, as I'm sure it has been for other families and individuals to navigate. Or, okay, so you're saying you want this person to be part of the society, but at the same time, we don't know where to start. And it's a blessing to have such organizations as Special Olympics International, Africa, and the region at large that recognize these limitations that society has imposed on our young leaders and athletes, and are actively trying to break those barriers. In Botswana, yes, in Botswana, sadly I don't know much about other programs available for people with intellectual disabilities, because we have unified schools more and more now, ever since my sister is currently 24 years old, and when she was, I would say early 2000s, that's when she transferred to the unified school. And so the school where she was schooling, for her to be transferred to another unified government school, it didn't have the unified program. So I've seen that the government maybe is taking into initiative to have more unified schools on a primary and secondary levels, so that children with disabilities can, get an education, get life skills as well. So I believe that's one aspect of it. And the other school is in Otse. I believe it's the only school in Botswana, but I'm yet to, my research is a bit rusty on that. And like I said, I didn't have much exposure and knowledge about all these things. And I believe Special Olympics, I came across Special Olympics Botswana last year. And I'm only becoming an active member now after meeting with Mr. Rostevele, our director back in SO Botswana, who has been quite an encouragement and a role model in showing us that, you know what, you can do this, it's possible, you can offer more support than you realize. Because now I just thought my role was limited to just being a guardian, as I've always been, to just offering support, help, just keeping my sister safe, basically. So it's been really empowering to realize that there's actually so much more you can do for people with IDD, and there's so much awareness to be raised. Because I take myself as a huge example. I live with a person with IDD, but I'm not entirely exposed to all these other programs and opportunities available. So you can wonder about the next person or the next family with a person with IDD who might benefit from learning about what I've learned about. I learned about Special Olympics from, currently my sister is there's a program called Tiroless Chaba in Botswana. So it's a government program that tends to take people who they didn't do so well in school, and so people with IDD benefit from that, in that they get to, currently my sister works at a primary school, they just get to offer support to other children with IDD. They do the cleaning around, and and the other projects like that. Some of them clean the roads, some when the grass so it's an array of projects that's just around the community. So at the school she's currently engaged at, it's a unified school, by the way. So there's a teacher there who works closely with Mr. Tebele, and they managed to recognize she's a leader and she's quite athletic. Why didn't she join Special Olympics? So yes, last year we got the call, oh no, she needs to, there's a workshop they need to attend. I just drove her there. I didn't even know what it was about, dropped her off and left. And she came back telling me about all these sort of, how I'm a special leader, I'm a youth leader, I do this. I was like, oh, okay. So it just escalated from there. And then before I knew it, I'm here with all these wonderful people and this great opportunity to learn more and hopefully implement greater impact when I get back home. I lead to include because with inclusion, you get to achieve more as a community. You yield better results. I just believe that an empowered community, which is usually done by leading and influencing individuals into positions of power and leadership, an empowered community does more good for the world than harm. When you've lived in a cubicle of sorts, when you've just been living in your little corner, going like this, not really. So it's like my eyes have been opened. I've been partially blind, to phrase it better. I've been partially blind, and I've met other siblings, other youth leaders, the president. I've just been, honestly, my mind has just been getting boggled this whole time. I can't even explain it. So it's just been an exciting opportunity. And yesterday, during one of our workshops and focus groups, I got to meet with other siblings, and we just got to talking. We find that we share very similar experiences, as we've just come from our workshop, that side, our sibling focus group. We tend to feel alone. Currently, at my family, I have 5 other siblings, including my sister with IDD. So it's like the 4 of us, me and my other siblings who don't have IDD, we've been our support structure for the longest time. We are the ones who have been siblings to a person with IDD. We are the ones who share the struggles, the joy, the challenges, and it's really it's a good thing to know that you have your support system can be extended, because it tends to get overwhelming, it tends to get frustrating. It's just a whirlwind of emotions, and I'm really grateful that I get to meet others. Even when we part ways on Saturday, you have these people's connections. I can reach out to Crystal, I can reach out to Tanya, I can reach out to Nyasha whenever I want to. So it's really I'm really excited about going back home and implementing and getting mentorship, because even Tanya was just saying, no guys, I'm available if you want guidance on 1, 2, 3. I'm available to help guide you through your projects and whatever initiative you're looking to implement back at your home country. It's always a considered effort. So I'm just really grateful to know that I have a support system, because sometimes the biggest challenge or hurdle for most of us, especially for me, I normally don't know the first step to take. I don't know where to quite start, and it's been scary. The possibility of going out into community, facing all those insensitivities, it's just been scary and disheartening, and I just kind of pulled back. But now I feel I have more courage and the ability to know that I'll have support and I'll have people who can guide me. No, go see this person, this is what you can do, and I know it won't be an overnight thing, and we won't not everyone we reach out to will understand or resonate, but I just hope that whoever we reach out to will offer support, and hopefully we can get more recruits. Because currently I'm just thinking, my other siblings, why can't they should join Special Olympics as well, because they might have strengths I don't have, because I'm not very athletic, sadly for me, but I have a brother who's extremely athletic. He could be a coach, whereas I can't. So I've realized that for other siblings, my siblings and others out there, there's an opportunity to be involved and lead with people with IDD and work with them. You don't always know what's going to happen in life. So what if it was your cousin, whoever, it could be someone really close to your heart, because currently you might not believe that, these people are just recluses, they slow us down, we don't need them, they can just stay away, hidden, wherever they've been staying away. So I would urge people to just empathy. They should be empathetic. The biggest thing we can do is be empathetic, have patience, and have love. Yeah, I'll just be cliched. Love. We just need to love one another enough to understand that even though you are different from me, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't exist in the same space I do. You shouldn't have the same opportunities I have. A special thank you to Special Olympics International, Africa, Botswana, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, the whole Special Olympics community and the support staff. You guys do an amazing job. I really hope to be a more involved member of the Special Olympics community in future. So I welcome the opportunity to serve as you guys are doing. Crystal, thank you.